traffic and the fact it's on a bend and the visibility is quite poor. Well, we try and make it to the middle and then make sure we're in the middle, and usually, well, sometimes somebody stops. Which they did today, which is really nice, especially when you've got all this stuff from school. And it's even worse. I've only got one granddaughter now coming out at that time, but it's much worse when you've got more than one. Proper pedestrian crossing or a lollipop person there at school time at designated times.
Every day, Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
Hey?
Go to school and back. Yeah.
Yeah, because of the cars, you know, some of them they don't give
Yeah,
way.
because I like cars so much. Yeah, they can hit you easily.
You need to walk.
Yeah.
And walk again, there is no space. Some cars they don't give you way to pass.
Like there's lights there. So then
Traffic light.
Yeah, so then they could easily cross the road and the
Yeah.
cars will actually stop. People go. Traffic light. Okay, yeah, she wants.
Pretty much every morning, dropping my kids off at school or at nursery. My major concerns are just most of the point I tend to cross here, but as you can see from the traffic now, it's kind of impossible to see which traffic's coming both up and down, and especially at the speed it's usually going. My strategies for getting across are going as quickly as possible, and like with a lot of these guys here, just legging it and hoping that the traffic slows down. But the problem is that a lot of traffic doesn't slow down. It just continues to go at its own pace because I don't think they've realised that pedestrians don't have a place to cross. The major issue is the traffic islands are on blind spots. So if you're, well, I mean, in some places you can't really see particularly well in either direction, especially with the speed that the traffic's going. Just like, I mean, we live quite a long way down, there's just no place to cross along the whole of this road. Just any places that we could formally cross without it being some sort of death hazard.
I cross this road all the time. I just live here and it's really hard. We have dog, kids, and it's really dangerous. Another day, she knows, we had an accident over there. The truck was literally down. Here is really dangerous, people crossing, there is no sign, and people don't respect. Even we have that thing that is for you to speed less. They just come really quick, and yeah, it's really hard to live in this road. I'm trying to give a sign and ask them for help to stop and cross.
Sometimes they don't do that.
Yeah, they don't do that, yeah. And that's our strategy most of the time. Yeah.
And it kind of means you're in year 6 now. You could start to walk home on your own, but you probably can't because it's a bit dangerous. And then we have the dog. When you were little on scooters, we used to feel very dangerous. There used to be 2 of them. And I've written to the council, I've done loads of things. I've written to the MP, and we've not got anywhere. So it could be, I think, a pedestrian crossing or some extra mirrors or anything that just made us feel a bit insecure. It's going to be a bit late for Raf because he is leaving, but if other kids in the future can cross more safely, that'd be great.
We cross it all the time because we live just here on Gellatly Road, and so we're always just trying to cross up and down. It's me and my 6-year-old son who has a visual impairment, so he's got some very functional vision. So with a zebra crossing or even a lollipop person or something like that, it could be very functional. He could really make the road work, but just as it stands, it's really unsafe for him to be crossing. Obviously he's still 6, but as he gets older, it's still going to be very unsafe moving forward, really. It's a shame. But because it's a corner and there's quite a limited view, often a big van parks there, often the cars just whoosh around coming down the hill, or even they just come straight out from the road. And so the combination is just awful, and I'm obviously, as everyone is, just on their guard all the time doing that junction crossing, but especially as I see for my son moving forward, it's just going to continue to be really unsafe, and it's such a shame because he could have a very independent life but at the moment, just where he lives happens to be really dangerous. If there were just a few adaptations and changes, that would be really different. Oh, I'd love a zebra crossing there and a green man. That would be amazing. Thank you so much.
It is a tricky road to cross, especially in the morning.
Yeah.
There's no right of way for pedestrians, and you are reliant on the niceness of incoming drivers, I guess, to get over the road. There are a few concerns crossing this road. There's a blind corner, which can make crossing here tricky, and if you cross over there where you've got visibility, it's a bit of a rush. It's just a bit of a high kind of volume in terms of traffic in the mornings, and yeah, really isn't an ideal place to ferry loads of kids to and from school. I would ask Lewisham Council to look into better ways of helping people over the road, like some kind of traffic assistant, lollipop person, maybe a zebra crossing.
I think it's just chance, but you just have to hopefully stand there waiting for someone to let you go. You can't really chance it if you've got a buggy with a child in, and it definitely doesn't feel very safe. Yeah. Just it's like on a corner, and I've seen like big vans like fly around this corner really quickly. Also, like you can't tell which way they're going to go. If they're going to go that way or that way. So like I crossed there initially, but then I was like, oh no, someone's going to hit me. So yeah, just safety is the biggest concern. And yeah, that there's no road markings or zebra or pelican crossing or anything. Just a lot more designated crossing areas, because I think this is an area with lots of mothers and fathers and babies and children. It's very safe. More crossings.
We cross this road 5 days a week, so every morning. I guess there are, there's quite a lot of cars. They don't always signal when they turn, and they can go quite fast as well. I think it's reduced the amount of traffic.
I think put like a traffic light, or like you press the button
zebra
and then
crossing, yeah.
But they don't stop on the zebra crossing anyway.
It's true. No one in Brockley stops in the zebra crossing.
I cross this road at least 5 times a week. My biggest concern is when the kids are not in the buggy. With my son, he's 3.5, so he quite often walks down from Beep Nursery with me down to nursery. So I mainly keep him in a buggy because of that. So because there is no zebra crossing, there's really no safe place to cross. So you kind of have to do quite a lot of, you have to look every single angle when you cross the road. So you have to be really aware to cross here. It would be to install a zebra crossing. It doesn't really matter what side of the road, but there should be one zebra crossing, especially when there's a school up the hill and a nursery.
I guess every day, twice a day. Yeah. Well, I guess you need to rely on people.
And watch me.
You rely on people slowing down, right, to let you pass, essentially. So getting the kids, 3 kids and a dog over it, and normally, particularly at peak times, you've got to wait for people to let you go. That's the only option, really. No, I guess you just don't. You just got to wait and let that happen. I think quite often, if one side tries to let you pass because of the narrowness of the road and the lack of visibility, then you've got to be careful that the kids don't go and assume the other lanes letting them pass as well. So I guess there's that. Fewer cars is always good. Probably there's a bit of that in terms of health and air quality and all the rest of it. I don't know if they can do that. Traffic calming, but yeah.
What's that strategy?
Yeah.
Be brave.
No, I always come down this side so we can stop in the middle here, and then it's a little bit easier to see
where people are going, I guess. I think I started doing it that side to begin with and it was impossible, so this side's a little bit easier. It's also a bit frustrating that the other schools have zebra crossings as well as lollipop people. I think even a zebra crossing or a lollipop person would make a big difference. To make it an easy crossing, it's so dangerous for all the children, it's just crazy.
I cross it daily, but it's twice daily because we do that every in the school. So. The difficult crossing was clearly that one, so there's like a corner there where it's almost impossible to cross. So we end up having to cross 3 roads to get back round to where we need to be. It can be a bit of high speed and or crowded and congested round the roundabout, so it can sometimes be difficult to cross. If they could put a zebra crossing across there, that would make a lot of difference. So yeah.
Every morning, every afternoon, so at least twice a day. Just the traffic, and it's just really difficult to get across because you're just looking in all directions, and you know, once he ran out across the island, and you know, just worried that we're going to get hurt or hit. I think we need like a proper crossing here because I mean it's a bit ridiculous the amount of children and people that use this crossing on a daily basis, especially the kids, like from really young kids to secondary who are just crossing on their own as well. Just to have like a proper crossing so it feels really safe. The traffic actually stops and lets you go and you're not sort of guessing all the time.